Okay. All right. This is the Rest Field Bug Report number 39, I believe. This whole situation is still bugging me. We gotta forget about what the cops are doing as far as an arrest. All right. The issue is the lack of communication between the accused and the court before a decision is made as to whether or not a search is warranted. Forget about, the cops talking to the magistrate in the arrest, okay? Because all that's part of the duty of the cops. And, they're doing that. And the courts have said that it's better for the cops to do, to actually do something and make a mistake than to do nothing at all. Now, the problem is, if we apply that same principle to the court, you find that they're not doing anything. They have a responsibility, to make that call as far as whether or not a search is warranted. And the cops, they want to make that decision. Once they arrest you, they want to search you. Okay? They want to do that. And it's because, they go ahead and they make the decision, I can make a search. People aren't standing up and saying, hey, it's the magistrate's duty to make that call. It's my duty. It's the magistrate's duty. Okay? It's the people's decision as to whether or not the cops can make that search, or it's the magistrate's decision. Okay? We got to make that clear to the cops. All right? Therefore, we need to communicate with the magistrate, all right, first, before there's any decision or any talk about a search. Once you've been pulled over or arrested, it's straight to the magistrate. Okay, now here in Virginia we have a law that says that you can make an appearance and speak to the magistrate by two-way communications. Okay, that's not just between the cops and the court, that's between the accused and the court. Okay, so let's not think about what the cops are doing, it's what the magistrate and the courts are not doing. All right, this is the issue. We need that two-way communication between the accused, the people, and the magistrate, the court. We need this. It's not happening because people aren't, claiming their right to have their public servants do their job. Okay? And then they're not doing, people have to make this claim to this right. And I think, since the courts say it's better to do something rather than nothing, and they're doing nothing themselves, I plan to turn that argument back on them and say, hey, you're going to do this. You're going to start implementing two-way audio and video communications. Okay? This is actually in Virginia law. Look at Virginia Code 19.2-82. It's there. Okay? And look at 19.2-59. When the search occurs without a warrant, I get compensatory and punitive damages. And I'm thinking, the punitive damages also should be on the court itself. the police, yes, we need to punish them. We need to have an injunction to make both the court and the cops implement a two-way video and audio communication system. Okay? So that this crap doesn't happen anymore. Okay? We really need this. And that's going to be part of their punishment, that they're going to have to do this. And, you know, the courts have to implement this too. It's their responsibility. They have to have, you know, the audio communication on their end as well. It's not just on, you know, this is not just about making all 500 cops in Chesterfield buy an Evo or an iPhone. Well, actually, they're going to have to get 2 of them. But the magistrates are going to have an Evo or an iPhone, 2 of them, on their end as well. So this isn't about, you know, just about making the cops do what they need to do. It's about making the court do what they need to do. Okay? That's what I realized. You know, if you just go after the cops because of their bad behavior, you know, they like to intimidate everybody, I know. But it's the magistrate in the courts who are falling down on their job. They're boozing and snoozing. All right? You know, these magistrates, you know, these typical court clerk doesn't want to deal with the people because they don't want to do their job. Okay? They're lazy. They're lazy and they're not really concerned about justice. All right? So, you know, we got to go to these judges and tell these judges, hey, listen, you got people under you that are not doing their jobs. And if you don't make them do their jobs, okay, then it's going to fall on you. Okay? You know, I'm going to go after the clerk. Or the magistrate. You know, but, hey, you know, you judges are ultimately, you know, you're the ones who make the call. So, if this doesn't get done, well, we're going to have to take this to a higher level. Okay? Because people are getting tired of this. I know one guy who got 37 tickets. He tells me that he was pulled over by a drunk cop. Now, if he had to do two-way audio and video communications with the court, every single time, he does an arrest and pulls somebody over, the guy would not have been pulled over because the stupid cop would have realized, hey, I'm drunk. I don't want to appear in front of a magistrate drunk. Okay? I mean, these cops are really getting out of control. And this was years ago that this happened. So, anyway, that's the kind of thing that's taken place today that could have been prevented if we had this two-way audio and video communication with the court. Okay? And the accused is going to say, hey, listen, this cop is drunk. All right? You know, I mean, he is drunk. He is actually in, I guess, in a van or something, or SUV, I guess. He had a bunch of girls with him. They were out partying. The cop was out partying. And this was a, one of those undercover vehicles. You don't realize it's a cop vehicle or a patrol. Well, you don't realize it's a cop car until the lights come on. So anyway, because it's not marked. But anyway, but that's the kind of crap that's going on nowadays. And I think it could be prevented if we had this two-way audio and video communications with the court. So the cops, they need to implement this. They all need to get iPhones or Evos or whatever, and so do the courts. Okay. All right, and we got the technology nowadays. Heck, I'm using an Evo right now. Yeah, this can do two-way audio and video chat. We can do this. And I'm thinking, we can get the bonding companies involved. I'm not sure how interested they're going to be in this, but I want to find out. I want to find out, because I'm thinking that a bonding company right now would not want to bond these particular statutes, because they know that these statutes get broken all the time by the police. So they're looking at big lawsuits right away if they bond those statutes. So I think what we need to do is say, hey, listen, these statutes would be bondable if we implemented this two-way audio and video first. Okay, I want to find out. I want to talk to the bonding companies and say, hey, would this be bondable? I'm betting that it's not bondable right now. But they could be if we had this two-way audio and video. So that's what I'm thinking right now. But first, I got to deal with that Commonwealth attorney, because I know he knows this, and he's responsible, and he's an officer of the court. So I'm going to set him up first. Okay. And then I'm going to talk to the bonding companies. That's the plan anyway. So I'm 13 minutes into it, and I guess that's it. What else can I say? Well, the people, you don't even realize that, this is what's going on. Most people don't. You can watch the traffic stop videos on YouTube, and you'll never see anybody demanding to see a magistrate. You can demand it, and you should be taken to a magistrate. It's just that nobody wants to bother, because the police are probably going to take you to jail first. And I understand that's what goes on in Texas, is they'll take you to jail, let you sit in jail for a couple of days before seeing a magistrate, which is ridiculous. But here in Virginia, you have the right to demand to see a magistrate immediately. It says forthwith. That means now. Okay, but they got everybody afraid that they're going to be held in jail for a couple of days before seeing the magistrate. And that's ridiculous. We got to do something about this, people. Anyway, that's the Rest of Field Bug Report number 39.